Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mondays with Max. I did that on purpose. Yes, I did. Because everybody was complaining that I didn't go muted on Sunday night. So there you go. Welcome to Mondays with Max. Good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. Let's see who is here. We have Canadian Miner. Seriously, dude? Hawk, I'm already unmuted. Chill. Anyway, Canadian Miner. Burn. Oh my God. Hawk. All right, he hung up. Got it. Um, Burn, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. Travelers Travels, thanks for being a member. Son of a Rabbit, 10 minutes to midnight. Integra Guy 04. Thanks for being a member. Thanks to all my members. I'll appreciate you all. Jean Francois, Vinny Del Greco, Rogelio Esquire. Esquire? I don't know. Esquire sounds better. Gordon Murray, at least in English it does. T Gig, Hawk Crypto, and Tech. Thank you for being here. Thanks for trying to save me, but it was only like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. Anyway, Taines, Geek of all trades. Good to see you, sir. Yo, it's a fucking goat. Let's see who else is here. Mad Investor, Second TL. You're not late. I'm still doing the intro. The Mining King. Seriously. All right. 5 sheets for $20. Mad Investor, if I hadn't already said you, I may have said you up above. But let's see. Nick the Best, Dakar Tech, Automatic Beats, and Jackson Digital gets in under the wire. Alrighty. It's a fucking goat. Yes. Thank you for being a member for 27 months, Mr. Geek of all trades. Loved your little video on the NAS that you didn't deserve, because all you do is sing the praises of that one NAS company, which I will not name here. But yeah, actually, Second TL, there's some people that are kind of saying that this could be, at least in the United States, could have some of the same, what's the word? Symptoms of the pandemic in the way the economy is. If they in fact go on strike, if the Longshoremen go on strike for a long period of time, as well as Quartz mining going out for a long time. But we'll go over those two items in just a bit. Sunflower Mama. Hey bitches, I'm back. So good to have her. She's been home with my son and me. So I have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday off, which I'm very much enjoying, although I did do a bunch of work today. But yeah, is what it is. Stuff needs to get done. All right, let me see who has tagged me and what are the comments. So Geek of all trades says, look, they moved the heart on the chat window. They did. That's awesome. So awesome. Oh, so glad about that. Wow, that just absolutely made my day. Made my day. Now you can actually read. And Amy Lives Crypto, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Anybody else tag me? So if you do want me to read your chat, please, please, please tag me. I know a lot of the chat is talking amongst yourselves. I will go back and read Mining King's comment. Said he bought out Costco of all their TP. Yeah. I highly doubt that, because they carry a lot of toilet paper. And if you just think you cleared them out with what they had out on the shelf, I guarantee there's 2 or 3 other pallets of that stuff somewhere else in the store. So yeah, you'd need a pretty big car in order to do that. But he said 5 sheets for $25. Anyway, but let's get into it. So I found it interesting. So we're a day further than when I talked about this last night. And this one, okay, yeah. So this one is the one I was trying to remember if I had the right article up. So the key thing is that the two companies, Sibelco and the Quartz Corp, are not saying anything. It's like they don't know anything. And what got me was the Quartz company says, we're in a phase of assessing the situation. It is far too early to comment on the impact to high purity quartz production. It may be too early to do that, but you gotta know something. There's been aerial pictures taken of the mine. I guarantee it. So they gotta have an idea of how bad the roads are in and out, how long it's gonna take to fix those roads, and then what it means for the mines themselves. How flooded are they? How long will it take them to drain if they are flooded? Do they have the ability to mine through the water? I mean, because I imagine they get rain up there and it might collect. Because from what I understand, I don't know that much about the mines, but I believe these are open mines. They're not like where you go into like a cave or something. But I'm not sure. I'm honestly not that sure about it. I know that they had a fire back in 2008 that affected semiconductor production and affected the overall availability of semiconductor over the entire world. So this is not unprecedented, but a fire, I think, is probably a little bit more easily managed than the entire infrastructure being. I mean, they got over 30 inches of rain, over 2.5 feet of rain in that area. So yeah, this complete towns were like wiped off the map because they just got taken away by the water. It's horrible. Even today, the governor of Florida said, and I don't know if it was today, but it was in an article I read today. He basically said, hey, look, we have what we need for Florida for right now, because there's been a bunch of stuff that's already been sent. The federal government needs to concentrate on Western North Carolina. That's how bad it is. When you have a governor, and I give him a lot of credit for saying that, but when you have a governor who his responsibility is to make sure that the people of his state are taken care of, when it's that bad in another state, that he's saying that says something. He sent National Guard to Florida National Guard to North Carolina. So it's bad. It's definitely bad. And I think they know more than they're letting on. I just wish they would rip the Band-Aid off, state what it is, state what they still need to find out, give people something to go on. Because right now people are flying blind. They're not even thinking about not many people are thinking about the ramifications of this. I would have expected the markets. I didn't see what the stock markets did today. I looked at what the cryptocurrency markets. Yeah, they were down pretty decent amount. I really expected a really, really bad market today. Let me see what the markets did today, because I did not see. I'm guessing it was probably down. Check chat, you said? Ah, got it. Hang on one second. Let me. This is fine. I'll just check the NASDAQ. I mean, NASDAQ was up 70 points today. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous that it was up almost 0.4% today. That's crazy. Crazy. With all the things, all the bad effects that could happen right now. I just feel like people are burying their heads in the sand going, oh my gosh, look how wonderful things are. And they're not looking at what bad things are right around the corner. Mining King with the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Aleo mining is great. 50 per day on a 4090. Let's mine dog shit. Wait a minute. $50 per day? Oh, Aleo mining 50 coins per day. How much is Aleo worth? Let me see. I'm on a different screen, but let's see here. Aleo. $5.29. Wait a minute. How much are you mining in a day per 4090? $50 per day per 4090? Really? Okay. Swamp 7, I need to get in touch with you. I need to get all of my 4090s when they're not being rented. I need to get them on Aleo, not on Pyron. Okay, well, we will not talk about Aleo anymore tonight. It's all lies. Correct. All lies. See, why did you say that on stream, King, so that I would read it? That wasn't very smart. Anyway, but interesting. I know that Technicals had a video today where he talked about the fact that he was off of Salad completely and that he had moved everything to Aleo. That's pretty interesting. And I thought it's not that good. I mean, I know the calculators are way wrong. Let's do this. We're going to go off track. We're going to go Aleo mining calculator. Because you know what? What's really interesting was last night I was looking at Firo, and some of the calculators had Firo as being very profitable, and some of them saying that it was very unprofitable. I was like, well, which one is it? So if obviously we go to hashrate.no, we know that Profit Mine was one of them. Let's see if it was just on this. All right. So what's the hash rate of a 4090 on Aleo? Anybody know? I could go to, I guess I could go to hashrate.no for that, because it's usually very accurate for that. Give me a second. 4090 Aleo. So it says 1.75 megaproofs. Yeah. 1.75 megaproofs. Is that accurate? It's more like $6 a day. Okay, well, either way, $6 a day is equivalent to AI compute on about equivalent. So if you're not rented, doing Aleo is great. That makes sense why I had somebody mining Aleo on my GPUs. My mission is to ruin this like Panda ruined Salad. Mission not quite accomplished yet, but needs to start working on 4090 mining. Not exactly. I'm gonna leave it on compute, but I do need to figure out how to make an Aleo mining Docker container. Swamp 7 has been my go-to guy for that. But I've been learning a little bit more about it, about how to make a container, so maybe I might be able to do it. Tomorrow video, let's mine Aleo, aka dog shit. Yeah, but hey, mine it, sell it, do what's most profitable, do what makes the most sense, that makes you the most money. I mean, I got into mining as a hobby, but then once I started really going into it, it was, what is my financial return? Am I going to make my money back? I have a significant investment in 4090s and I want to see that return come back. If that means mining, great. If it means AI compute, great. I'm okay with either. But it will be interesting with Aleo and other things that are increasing in profitability, how that might affect the cost of AI compute. You hate coin chasing? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Because it's, when you're coin chasing, sometimes, yeah, it can be, hang on a second. First of all, this is petahash per second. This is P per second. Oh, that's probably proofs per second. So that means we're looking at 1750 That's like 1,000, which is kilo, and then mega, that should be mega. Yeah, that's 1.75 megaproofs per second. But I know it's not $262. But that does say, all right, we're going to go to a different one since this one does not seem to be working. Let's go here because they're usually pretty good. All right. So we have a Leo. Where's the calculator though on here? Estimated daily revenue. So that's mega hash. I'm sure that's mega solution. So we'll do 1.75. That says $6.86. That is pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. Saying 1.2, basically 1.3 a Leo a day. Huh. I got to figure out how to get it to run. Definitely have to figure out how to get this to run. Huh. Okay. That will be a project that I will work on tonight. I should really see about Swamp 7. All right. Now that you've completely derailed my live stream, Mining King. So thanks. Yeah, I know football's on and the Detroit Lions are playing. I get it. It is an effect on the Bears. I know all this, but it's early in the season. Early in the season, and I stream on Mondays. Monday Night Football needs to take a break. This Mondays with Max is on. All right, back to the subjects at hand. So the Quartz, this, like I said before, like I said last night, this could be really bad, and there is no information. We've had another 24 hours, no information whatsoever, none. Will this mean the end of semiconductors if those mines never come up? Of course not. Are the mines going to eventually probably come back up? Yeah, I think they will. The question is how much time? If they resolve this in a couple of weeks, there's going to be minimal, if any, effect to the semiconductor market. The problem is we don't know how long. I mean, it takes a long time to build infrastructure. How bad are the roads washed out? Is there no travel between there and back? Are they going to have to helicopter product out, which is going to increase costs? Is there any way to helicopter the product out? Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns, but like I said, I would expect that, that we would have an answer. Oh my God, Mining King, you're killing me. I do my best, Max. Please go mine dog shit and leave AI platforms. I'm not leaving AI platforms, but I'm going to put it on as a background app. Right now, I'm mining Pyron because my 4 GPU 4090 rig keeps going off and on. People come on it. It's not consistent for whatever reason. I had somebody consistent on it for a long time and now not. I had actually somebody mining a Leo on it, which not surprising. Let's make mining great again. Joker miner, unacceptable. Too bad for you. Go back to watching the football game then. What's the best? Martin says, what's the best wallet to keep your USDT not on exchange? Of course, not on exchange. I can tell you that I don't really keep anything in USDT except on an exchange and in very small amounts. I stay invested. So my coins and most of my crypto is either in a Tangem or an EliPal, which I'm going to talk about both of those tonight. As I said, I was going to talk about staking. So USDT, to me, the main purpose, well, I guess you can do it on a wallet if you're going to swap within a wallet. But I generally don't swap within a wallet. I think you can actually find better deals when you do like swapspace.co, because you're going to a bunch of different markets as opposed to only one market. Plus, on top of it, sometimes the stuff within the wallet doesn't work because of things that you have no control over. So for instance, when I tried to sell my Caspa, I tried to do it within the Tangem wallet. It didn't let me because I didn't specify a high enough fee. Well, why didn't I specify a high enough fee? because it has no way to specify a fee, and it still doesn't, as far as I've seen. So anyway, Joker, holy crap, Joker Miner with the $99.99 super chat. Well, I love you too, especially when you give me a $100 super chat. Anyway, appreciate you being here. Anyway, where was I? I've got Sunflower Mama in my ear on the other side. I know to close the window. I was talking about that just a little bit ago and got derailed. All right. Anyway, that's going to be really distracting. Sorry, I have an echo in my background because she's in the room, but she's listening to it without headphones or anything. So, I was listening. I could hear you in the other room. So anyway, all right, where was I? We were talking about, I don't even know. So let's go back to the Quartz thing. So, and actually this isn't even the Quartz thing. This is actually the dock worker thing. So we'll talk about that now. So what the good news is on this one, the strike will still go into effect tonight, but the two parties are now talking, and that's usually a good thing. And it's frustrating. What really pisses me off about this is the fact that they haven't talked since the summer. People need to get over themselves. All of this stuff is important to the U.S. economy, and it's more important than any just absolute, stupidity of relationships because, well, I don't like that guy because, I don't like what he said about this or what he said about that. Get over yourself. Sit down, shut up, listen to each other, and come to an agreement. So the good news is they actually did sit down, and now they're getting closer. The biggest thing is the union demanded a 77% pay raise over 6 years to help deal with inflation, and the actual Maritime Alliance basically proposed a 6%. So, hey guys, let me help you out here. Do a raise that is indexed to inflation. What have they done that with? Oh, that's right. It's been done with not Medicare, not Medicaid, Social Security. That's how they get their raises, is through whatever the inflation rate is. Is that hard? Index it to that. Or not. Don't index to it and then get 60%. I mean, get something guaranteed. But to say it's 77% because I need to take into account inflation, you don't know what inflation's going to be. So index it to inflation, people. And then you can be done with that. You're welcome. And then the other one was that there was already agreements in the current contract about limiting automation. So the Maritime Alliance is basically saying, we'll keep what's there in place. Now it's interesting, Eric Horn Strider, I don't know if he's here tonight. I haven't seen him yet, but he actually said, he's like, that's fine. Take out all automation, take out the cranes, take out the gates, take out everything. So you have to offload everything by hand. You want to do that? Fine. Obviously they all don't want to do that because they make as much as they do because of the automation. If they were just all offloading by hand, you don't need skilled workers at that point. So anyway, it goes hand in hand. I thought it was a really, really good point. Because these guys make like $150,000 a year. Some of them make over 200. Now, of course, that's with a significant amount of overtime, but they make a good buck. Now it's hard work. Don't get me wrong. It is hard work. But yeah, they're not hurting. But obviously there's a lot of profit there. They want a little piece of it. I get it. So come to an agreement. You're not that far off. 77% over 6 years, 60% over 6 years. Come to an agreement and be done with it. But like I said, the good news of this, they're sitting down, they're talking, and they're getting a tremendous amount of pressure to figure it out. I'm sure that while the president, when he was asked about the Taft-Hartley Act, had said, nope, not going to do it. But I think he will do it if pressed. If they walk away from the table, especially if it's the union that walks away from the table and the Maritime Association is still willing to sit down, then they're going to invoke it. Because both parties, now if the Maritime Association walks away and the union's willing to continue to sit down, that'll be a different story. Then the administration is not going to do anything about it. They're just going to pressure the Maritime Association to do the right thing and shut up and sit down. So I don't know if it's moved to collective bargaining yet, but I know that the president has mentioned that a number of times, that this needs to move to collective bargaining, which that's basically bringing in a third party. It's kind of like arbitration, basically, to basically force the two sides to an agreement. Yeah. So anyway, it's actually looking like it's good. It's going to be for a little bit. For every 1 day that we're down, it's going to take 5 days to recover. So if we're down for a week, that means we'll be in November by the time we fully recover. So it every day does matter. So anyway, that's what's going on there. And as I said before, here's the Spruce Pine is the name of the place. This was the short article. It just talked about the fact that it barreled through the crucial chip. It's not really chip mining, because it's the crucibles that you melt the silicon in, that allows the silicon to stay pure, that it does, nothing of the quartz will leak into the actual silicon itself. Where was the other article? Anyway, I don't know where the article was. Let me see if there are any comments that I missed. Yeah, there are a few. Let me go back. Amy lives crypto. This is by far my favorite Monday stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Martin says, what's the best wallet to keep? I already answered that. All right. Okay. Now let me go down from there. Thoughts about 4090 being discontinued. I don't really have any thoughts about that. That's just normal. That's normal. Why would we expect anything different than that? The 5090 is coming up. It's probably going to be released by the end of February. So we'll have maybe a small gap of no 4090s, but they want to make sure that they don't get left with any, because that's a high profit item. I did find it interesting that B&H is completely sold out of 4090s. So yeah, they are going to become, I think, quite scarce by the end of the year. If you got 4090s and you're thinking about going 5090s, might be time to sell those, and then later on put the 5090s in. Just a thought. I am not going to do that. I am going to transition as I have the opportunity to do it, but I am not taking my 4090s out without having 5090s to replace them. So that's going to be a little bit tricky, because they're probably going to be very short supply when you first start. I plan on having an 8 GPU rig and a 6 GPU rig of 4090s. So I would need to have 6 to replace the 6 4090s. That could be tricky. I also have no idea how wide these cards are going to be. Are they going to be 4 slots cards? Or are they going to be like 3.1 cards, which is kind of what a 4090 generally is? So we'll have to see what happens with that. All right, let's see what else. They are using robot dogs dropped from drones, just like Terminator. Well, that would be a good thing. But like I said, I think they have more answers than what they're letting on as far as the quartz mines. Those companies That's what they do. And right now they have no production whatsoever. They say that we're concentrating on the people. People are important, don't get me wrong, but as a company, you know, you got to be working multiple angles to this thing. Yes, make sure your people are safe, but figure out what's going on at the mine at the same time with other resources. You know, there's this thing called multitask. You know, move different people to different responsibilities and have them, you know, silo in their own responsibilities. Not that hard. All right. T-Gig, did your son have an interesting insights on Helene? Felt like a weird storm to me. Literally sitting in the room. He's literally sitting right next to me. Not really anything. There's nothing to really say about it, because the only thing that was of note that we talked about actually at dinner was the fact that how good the forecasting models were in the path of it. It didn't change barely at all. The cone was very narrow. There wasn't like this big spaghetti plot showing things everywhere. It was they were pretty sure for a long time where it was going. People had warnings. The storm was going to be big. It was going to affect the West Coast. The West Coast of Florida was going to get storm surge. The entire West Coast of Florida. All of these things were predicted. So anybody that says, oh my gosh, I had no idea it was going to be this bad, then they weren't paying attention. They were saying that the Carolinas were going to get a tremendous amount of rain. I don't know if they forecasted it all the way up to Virginia, but I know that they forecasted that they were going to get a significant amount of rain. I just don't know if they got more than was expected. You know, the outliers of it maybe were a little bit worse than what were predicted, but overall, the damn thing went almost exactly as they predicted. I don't know what else to say to that, but yeah, that was probably the biggest thing to note from this hurricane. One of the other things I did read today, as I mentioned yesterday, you know, the $90 to $110 million, AccuWeather has already raised it to 145 billion to 160 billion effect, which would, I believe, put it at number 2. The number 1 is like 187 billion, and that's Katrina. So yeah, it's going to be one of the most expensive hurricanes in history, and might even become the most damaging and expensive in history. We just don't know yet. All right, let's see what else. Hawk says they also don't want automation and AI. You know, I know that's, as I mentioned, the association that's on the government side of things, I guess, they had said that there was already a statement in their current contract about automation, and they are agreeing to leave that in place. So yeah, they don't want any automation on cranes, gates, and something else. So I don't know what the gate refers to, but not an expert about dock work. Travels, did you watch that Pete and Bass video? No, I did not. I did not have a chance to do that. Last night, after I got done with the stream, got with the guys, played a few games, did some work, went to bed, got up, did some more work because it was end of month. So I pretty much worked until, I don't know, about 1:30, somewhere in that range. No, about actually it was about noon. I worked until about noon, and then had something else. You want to hear about that? Come into chat after the stream. I don't want to put that on YouTube. But I do, like I said, I do have the next 3 days off. So let's see. Joker Miner says, Sunflower Mama, we need something on the left side if max voltage. Oh, over here. Yeah, I usually zoom in a little bit more than I'm zoomed in right now, but decided to kind of leave it open. Yeah, the Cryptmas tree is soon. Soon. Very soon. Um we buying stock in TP. Well, you better be. Well, he's stocking up, is what he's saying. The spaghetti thingies were not wrong. They were not wrong. Once it became a storm, once it became where it had spaghetti plots don't understand. So you triggered my son. So
I've been triggered. So especially because we were planning on this storm coming through the week before. It like we were planning staffing and things like that for all that kind of stuff. But basically, what always it came down to when it comes to spaghetti plots is the center of the storm. If it doesn't know, I mean, models had that same problem. They didn't know where exactly it was going to be 2 weeks prior, but we knew that there was going to be something there that we needed to prepare for. I see he looks like Max with a beard. But that's really what it comes down to. The spaghetti plots are just kind of they're basically 10, 20, 30 different models plotting the path. And there are going to be wrong ones. There's going to be right ones. What you're looking for is the trend as each day goes on, as well as the consensus. And you'll see a lot of them were going straight for the Big Bend area. That was a pretty good assumption. Appalachian area, because of that path, means it's going to get a lot of rain. Now, 2.5 feet of rain, that's extreme in and of itself, which is kind of more aligned to the pattern. But everybody kind of knew this was going to happen, that there was going to be flooding in Appalachia. There was going to be flooding in North Carolina. That was a pretty done deal even when we were talking about it. Anybody was like, this came out of nowhere. I don't know whoever is saying that just isn't listening.
Wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's really what it was. But
all right, thank you.
Cool.
All right. Anyway, so he actually he works midnights to 8 a.m. For a company that makes that provides the actual forecasting software to a lot of television stations across the country. So in Chicago, he's talked with Brant Miller. He's talked with Mike Kaplan. So yeah, he's probably talked with anybody in your area that uses their software. So a lot of Fox affiliates actually use it. Fox Weather actually stole people from the company he works for to go work at Fox Weather. So anyway, so he is tech support basically for the software. He also does forecasting, helps the stations if they have any questions about their forecasts. So that's basically what he does. Tech support along with some forecasting. In order to do what he does, because he has to like prepare graphics and things like that as well during his shift. So I don't know, and I'm not going to ask him that, Offshore Miner. He's basically saying, does your company supply information to insurance carriers or that line of resources at all? Not really. He actually interviewed for a company that was into investing in, corn and farm. What's the word I'm looking for? Electric. Oh, they were electric?
Yeah, it was all electric.
Oh, okay. So as electric futures, obviously weather has a significant effect as to when the electricity goes out or not. So they hire meteorologists to make sure that they are aware of anything that could affect their electric market. So anyway, didn't end up getting that job, but he got this job, which I think ended up turning out even better. Yeah, much better weather as well. Lives down in Alabama. He's up here for his grandmother's funeral. So Joker Miner says, bring Max Voltage Jr. back because he's a natural on camera. So he does have his own YouTube channel and he does stream certain things, gaming. He does racing. So he's got a racing rig at home. So anyway, well, it's better than buying like the Logitech one. What's the company name?
It's Logitech. It's the Logitech. I got the G920.
You had that. What do you have now?
Oh, Fanatec. Oh,
Yeah, Fanatec is what he's got now. So a little bit more serious of a steering wheel. If he shaved and removed his glasses, he could be your twin. Knew right away he was your son. Yes. There is definitely some resemblance there, no question. If he is using a Weather X, oh no, I'm not getting no. So no, we do not want to trigger him. We've already had that conversation. He does not have a Weather XM Minor, and we've already talked about that. We do not believe in that project. That's a whole nother thing that I wasn't planning on covering tonight. So, oh, he wants me to sub bomb you. Let me see if I can find your channel. Oh, you don't have a YouTube channel?
No.
Oh, sorry. He streams on Twitch. Flannel Fest coming up next week. If you can find his Twitch channel, I'll have Sunflower Mama post it. Yeah. He is asking. Alrighty, Hawk, don't make me take away your wrench. No spamming the chat. Okay, wow. I am way off track tonight. We're 45 minutes in. I haven't even gotten to the last subject. So let me get to the last subject. So staking. Yes, you can see so much with the camera so wide. Yes, I know. There's not really much to see though. It's not really anymore. You can see the intake up there and you can see the light switch. You can see Sunflower Mama, who is just raising her hand. But other than that, there's not really much more to see. Is it bugging you? Is it triggering you, Joker Miner? All right, Canadian Miner, I'll give you the short version. Because there's no consistency in the installs, meaning any type of wind information, which is critical to forecasting, is completely irrelevant. It depends on where you put it. How close it is to your house affects the temperature it's going to read. It is not precise or accurate data. I mean, I guess it could be precise, but it's not accurate. So just leave it at that. Anyway, Crypto Mikel is in the house. Good to see you, sir. All right, let's get to the staking portion. So I have staked a number of things. What have I staked? I'm gonna stake Polkadot. I have staked Cardano on my EliPal. I'm gonna stake Solana on my Tangem, and Jupiter I have staked like online, and I don't have that much staked. It's not that much. It was basically what I got in a free airdrop. So if I lose it all, is because I did this, fine. But it also makes me eligible for more airdrops by staking Jupiter, as well as participating in they have like polls and things like that, votes. If you participate in the votes, you are more eligible. Now, the last quarter, unfortunately, I only took part in 1 out of the 3 votes, so I won't get as much. But at least I participated in 1. I just got to pay a little bit more attention to that. Anyway, my point being is that Tangem has the ability to stake Solana, which is cool. And so what I was able to find on this, which is pretty dated actually, is it says here that which cryptocurrencies can I stake using Tangem wallet? Solana, Cosmos, Tron. But this list continuously expands. Okay, where's the list? I have looked. I cannot find a list. And it's bugging me. And this was like 2022. Oh. Yeah, this is like dated November 25th, 2022. Need something more updated than this. I couldn't find it anywhere on their website. I mean, certainly if you wanted to see if they staked a particular coin, yes, you could put it into your wallet and then look at it to see if it allowed you to stake it. Other than that, I can't figure out a way. Now, EliPal is a little bit more elegant with it. Sorry, that's the update I need to put in. Is the fact that they show what services you can do on their wallet, because they have an exchange on their wallet, or not transfer, exchange is the best way I can put it. But this third column is staking. So what do they stake? Cardano, which I'm already doing. Polkadot, which I didn't know. So I'm going to be doing Polkadot on that platform. Cosmos. Tezos. Whatever that is. Kusama. And that's pretty much it. Now, there may be some other ways to do it, but I'm talking about blockchain. Blockchain staking, as opposed to DeFi, smart contract staking, which you can do. But I'm talking about that. So I'm going to be moving my Solana from my EliPal to my Tangem so I can stake there. And I would be moving my Polkadot from my Tangem to my EliPal so I can stake there. So this is something to watch out for. So I really like EliPal. The thing with EliPal is that I feel like it's a very buttoned up solution. It works. It just works. There's lots of support as far as how to do things. What coins does it have? You can click up here and look at all the ERC20, or you can even look at the tokens, all tokens at once, or just look at the specific type. So it does have a lot of things that you can store on the EliPal. And like I said, I can't find anywhere where I can find something that lists the coins that can stake. On this one, I think if I just, oh yeah, it does. I just click on stake and it shows me the coins that can stake. That is a really cool solution. Tangem, you need this. You need this. All right, let's see what else. Sunflower Mama, did Max Voltage talk to you from me? Yes, I did. Jokerman, it's those three. They're adding more in their Discord. Well, it's great that it's in their Discord. I guess I could look there, but it really should be on their website so that you can just go reference. You shouldn't have to go dig through their Discord to find out what coins you can stake. It's not that hard. Just update the darn website. But I guess what you said is there's only 3 right now, so there's not anything to update. So good to know. So like I said, I'm going to be doing kind of a flip-flop, move my Solana from EliPal over to Tangem so I can stake it, and then move my Polkadot from my Tangem to my EliPal so I can stake it. So then I'll have 3 coins that'll be staked on my hardware wallets. So highly recommend that if you have coins that you can stake and there's not a lot of downside. I mean, obviously if you have to stake something and you want to be ready to move, like for instance, Flux Titan Node, good thing. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm simply saying that you have a lock-in period that you can't take your coins out. Cardano is the same way. I believe it's I'm trying to remember if it's 3 or 6 weeks lock-in period, like however long their whatever they call it, the period of time. It's like their epoch. However long their epoch is, I don't think you can withdraw during that epoch. So there again, I haven't withdrawn anything, obviously, otherwise I would know how this works. But yeah, it's somewhat of a lock-in period with Cardano. I'm not sure what it is with with Solana and Polkadot, but be aware that there is lock-in period. Same thing with Jupiter's really short though. I mean, you can pretty much take it out whenever you want. Although if you take it out, then you're not eligible for the next airdrop. Now, this was really interesting. The last thing I voted on with Jupiter was what to do with all of the unclaimed airdrops. If you have an unclaimed Jupiter airdrop and you're thinking, well, I'll just wait. No, they're looking to reassign all these, which I think is wrong. I think those should be allowed at least like 2 years to actually claim them. It's been less than a year. That airdrop was in January. So there wasn't an option to say, leave it the way it is. It was, do you provide it as additional airdrops for people who are staking and participating in the polls, in the votes? And then there were a couple other choices, but all of them were distributing the coins to people that owned the coin already. So, Martin says, just transferred USDT via Sol network to my Trezor for $1. Works for me. Freaking $5 on ETH. This is ridiculous. Even more anti-ETH now. Yeah, I mean, I generally will transfer like Solana. I don't know what exactly the fee is for Solana, but I think it's really cheap. And generally I use Litecoin. Takes a little bit longer, but it's cheap. It's really cheap. All right. Todd Tebow, welcome, says, I like my steaks cooked medium. Last time I staked crypto, it came out rare. Good one. Really medium? Not medium rare. Not medium rare. Medium rare is the only way that it should be served. Even though I usually order it medium as well, because most restaurants make it more towards medium rare anyway. Public service announcement from Travelers Travels. Load up on COC. I'm not pronouncing it any other way. Exchange listing on 10/31/24. Interesting. I wonder why Visa chose ETH over Solana. What? When did they do that, Yusuf? They had chosen Solana. All right, now I got to do a search. Has anybody else seen that? Anybody have a link to the announcement? ETH Solana. I mean, this is talking about Visa with Solana, not ETH. Oh, Visa to pilot tokenized. So this is probably a while ago. All right, let me see this. On Milk Road. Visa will launch pilot project in 2025 to help banks tokenize fiat currency on Ethereum, making transactions faster and more secure. I think this is just a separate venture. So this is tokenized asset platform. Hang on, let's do this. I said go back. Thank you. This is the so this is just about processing transactions on the Solana network because it's cheaper. So again, I think it's looking at two different things, two totally different things. And if you have the ability to work with two different and strong crypto platforms, it just makes sense, in my opinion. But interesting. So I don't think this was I think they wanted to diversify a bit. Let's see. Oh, Cats of Crypto. Got it. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of a different one that people have talked about. Yes, they did, because Sol is ass. Solana is ass. It's great until it goes down. That's the bottom line. It works great when it runs. And typically, as long as you have something else as a backup, you're willing to run on something cheap as long as you have the ability, in other words, if you have something 99% of the time is up and it's going to cost you 1/10 of what your normal processing charges are, your profit goes up. That 1%, you just have to design in the ability to switch over to your backup, which is the old way, legacy way of processing transactions. That's it. But overall, that's a great solution. So Sol is super cheap. Yes, it is. Visa getting sued for being monopoly. They need to diversify. Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong. So Solana is a communist coin. I guess I don't look at it that way, but maybe it did originate from Russia or some other communist country. Anyway, all right, enough talk about that. What other questions you guys have for me? Because we are coming up on an hour, and I plan to try to cut these to an hour as much as I can. I know tonight we've been all over the place with various topics. What questions you guys have for me? Here, actually, while I'm doing that, I want to see if I'm rented or not. Oh, I am rented at the moment. Let me bring it up. Oh, this is one of the things that's kind of cool. It's a tool that Mr. Second TL introduced to me called Tmux. So you can actually have two different panes open on the same window. So on the left side, I got BPI top, and on the right side, I've got NV top. So NV top shows me what's happening with my GPUs, which right now, they aren't really doing much of anything. And obviously, you can see there's things loaded in, and it is taking up memory, but there's no processing. Oh, there we go. Now it kicked off. And it'll run for a very short period of time, and then it'll basically come off, and then my mining will start back up. At least that's what it's done in the past, because this is the same thing that I've had on my machine, I believe. Let me check one thing here. Do a quick refresh over here. Yeah, it's the same thing. This will go for a little bit, and then it will pop off. Hawk has had these on his machine as well, and it's really frustrating because you just want to get a consistent job on your machine all the time. So, GPU risers, why do you have a 380 watt TDP on a 4090? Temps, my man, temps. I will raise it back up when the temps go down so that I can keep the temps reasonable. Right now, they're very reasonable because it is. I did this a while ago when it was like 90 degrees in the basement. So I could probably raise them at this point. So yeah, you're going to see this go away and my mining come back. Come on. It's going to do it. Yep, there it goes. And there's my Pyron hash going back online. So, yeah, it's kind of frustrating when it does that. But anyway, that is what I have going on there. All right, let me go back to here. Oh, GPU risers. I had something just for you, actually. I just got to find it. Wasn't any of these. Wasn't that? Oh, by the way, yeah. CZ's already talking about what he's doing next. That's not it. Oh, that is another thing I wanted to talk about. We'll talk about that in a second. That's all about that. I think this was it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, go away. Yeah, I think it was this one. Let me, nope, not that one. It was one of the tabs I had up here. This is all about the mine. Shoot, and I had it. Oh no, here it is. Just for you. Let me go back to the screen. And let me zoom in on it. A strike could have almost an immediate impact on supplies of perishable imports like bananas. For example, the ports that could be affected by the strike handle 3.8 million metric tons of bananas each year, or 75% of the nation's supply, according to the American Farm Bureau Federation. So go out and get your bananas. Go out and get your bananas. Because if you don't, you're not going to have any because of the strike. And the inflation on the bananas is going to be, well, you know, bananas. Hope you enjoyed that, Mr. GPU Risers. Let's see. Any other questions for me, people? Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Want to keep the vast verified and have long-term rentals at the moment. Lucky you, I got that on my 8 GPU rig, but not on my 4 GPU rig, unfortunately. Just showed up with my wife's banana pudding. Good for you, Keith Betts. Son of a rabbit, your mic volume is way different full screen versus small face picture. Really? Huh. Like way higher or lower? Wait, like right now, is it higher or lower? I'm guessing I have the volume set at a difference. So this is minus 2.3 dB. If I go back to this one, it's set at the same level. That's so weird. They're both set at minus 2.3 dB. I haven't changed anything about it. That's weird. Hey, I got the stuff. Opens up a trench coat full of hanging bananas. I won't be switching to Aleo mining, but I want to make sure I'm mining Aleo probably in the background. That's what I want to do. I'll have to look to see. Right now, I'm mining Zealous on my 2 Octominer rigs. I know that like 4090s is where it's really good. The 4000 series, 3000 series doesn't seem to be as good, but I'll check it out and see where it's at. A little quieter when full screen. Weird. Really weird. I don't know why that would be. Huh. But you can still hear me okay? I guess I can just turn this up so you can hear me a little bit better. Annoyed regulating your volume up and down. Sorry. Is it better now? Oh, it's better now. Okay, good. Yeah, I just kind of turned up the volume on it. What would you mine on AMD right now? I have no idea. I don't have any AMD, so I don't really pay any attention to it. Now, if look, I'm just going into, let's see, let's go to RDNA 2. So like a 6800 XT, it's like AID pin. AIDP is a new one. It's Kapow. I mean, obviously anything Kapow is going to be good, or ProgPow. Any ProgPow variant are the ones that are going to be good on the AMD cards. That's nothing else to say there. I mean, Fish Hash is okay. So you got Carlson and the Fish Coin. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wouldn't go to anything else. But yeah, I usually just look to hashrate.no when I get those answers. So we all know it's not perfect. That's for sure. Chlor for you on AMD. It's not a bad choice. Chlor is doing some real world stuff. It has its own marketplace, its own compute marketplace that people in our community are on and making money on. So yeah, it's right now I would say it probably has more real world application right now than Flux. Not that Flux can't do it, it just doesn't have the adoption yet. So it's got to work at getting some more adoption so that people will come over to the platform having a certain expectation of being rented some of the time. August was a little bit artificial demand with the folding at home competition. So yeah, we got a little ways to go on that. Let's see. Mining Aleo and Flux and Caspa and Varus coin is what Keith Betts is mining. Soloing TLS. What is TLS? Let's see. It ain't there. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that coin. Vinny Del Greco breaking out into song here. Alrighty, guys, it has been an hour, and I really want to get to trying to figure out how I'm going to get these 4 GPUs mining Aleo instead of mining Pyron, and then also evaluating to see if, in reality, if the 3000 series cards is actually more profitable on Aleo. So I am going to be doing that. Goat says, I've been solo mining 2 coins for about 2 weeks now, about ready to jump off and onto something else. Well, since you're about ready to jump off and jump onto something else, what are you mining? What 2 coins have you been solo mining for 2 weeks now? Are you willing to share? Or are you going to put that in a video so we should just, trigger people into, hey, keep an eye out on his channel. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. Tell me next week. Oh, not ready to hop off until next week. Got it. Todd Tebow asks, what is your favorite AI home lab motherboard? I mean, I only have 2. Yeah, the one I've got in the, so basically it's more about the series than the actual maker of the motherboard. I have a Super Micro, and then I have I'm drawing a blank on what's in my Octo server. Anyway, doesn't matter. One's a Rome, one is, shoot, it's not Rome. It's the one generation behind that. So the key thing is that what I have in the H12 is it's not capable of doing 8 GPUs or even 6 GPUs. Well, it might actually be able to do 6 GPUs. I was looking to see if there were some slim SAS connectors that I might be able to use, but right now I've got 8 on it. There's no way I can do 8. I've looked to see if there's any way I could do 8 on it at 16 lanes each. There's no way to do it. At least not a way that I was able to figure out. So if I go below 8 to get to 16 lanes, then unfortunately I will lose my verification, and I do not want to do that. And that one's been rented, consistently. So I have no complaints there. It's the 4 GPU one that I've been having some issues with, of getting somebody on it consistently. So like I said, I'm trying to get 2 more GPUs for that rig. So we'll see. I'm still waiting for word that the person has gotten receipt of those so I can actually complete the purchase. Goat says, nah, not gonna bait and switch anybody like a certain furry fur does to us all. Sheesh. Yeah. Yes, actually the one in the Octo server is an ASRock motherboard. It's an Epic. So I like the Epics myself. They have more lanes. They work for me. So anyway, but right now I'm not planning on expanding anymore. I would need more power in order to do it, which will generate a heck of a lot more heat that I'm not prepared to do in the basement at this point. It gets pretty hot down there during the summer, no question. And it brings that heat upstairs. All right. I am going to call it a night because I'm going to go try to figure this out, see if I can get it working. And I appreciate you guys all being here for the stream, the standard Monday night stream. Tomorrow night is Terrash Tuesday. Wednesday is Wired Wednesdays with GPU risers and the veteran miner. And then Thursday, usually Hawk goes live by himself. And then DJ went live last Friday. Maybe he'll go live again. We'll see. That would be interesting. And then Saturday is, Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. I may or may not be there. Might be late. We'll have to wait and see if I can make it. Got some things going on that day. So anyway, I appreciate all you guys being here so much, and I will see you possibly Saturday, but definitely next Monday. So have a good night, everybody. The General is out. Have a good night. Okay. Are you going to stop streaming? Trying to make it stop streaming.